Okay, so we'll have Coach Monken begin with an opening statement, and then we'll take questions. Go ahead, Coach.
Good afternoon, guys. Proud of our team. Just proud of the effort in the second half. I didn't feel like we played particularly well in the first half. Disappointed with just the fact we couldn't move the ball very effectively. We were giving up some what I thought were pretty easy throws and not contesting those, not getting a pass rush, just frankly was going into halftime feeling like I don't know if we can play a whole lot worse than we're playing. And we managed to get a couple of scores, made a big play on the kick, the blocked kick, I should say, by Josh, and LJ recovered that. And there were several guys had their hands on that thing before we recovered it. So fortunately, time didn't run out before we were able to get our hands on the ball. But it was a big play, and it changed the momentum, I felt like, for our team. And, allow us to be able to go there in halftime and kind of get after our guys and tell them you're not playing very good. And we were fortunate to be ahead, and that was heartfelt. I think it was true. We were fortunate to be up. So made more plays in the second half and sustained some drives, and really nice job by our offense, just getting in the groove, and by our offensive staff and Coach Davis, calling the plays and getting those long drives, which we needed, because they sure scored quick. That's a good football team. And we mentioned earlier in the week, they've won 21 games in the last 2 years. They scored a lot of points, and they do a great job defending people, and they got a lot of good football players, a well-coached team. So I was proud of our effort and proud that we were able to get a victory. We certainly needed that one. And you need every win. But going into this next game that is the biggest game of the year, no question about it, to get a victory, I think was really great for our team.
Go ahead, Ron.
Coach, you were up late in the first half, and yet it was still 14-10, you guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the very first part.
I said you were outplayed in the first half,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you were still in leading 14-10 after that play. How big was that play?
Oh, again, there's less than 10 seconds on the clock when we scored. And really, if they get the punt off, we're going to try to take a shot, get close enough that we can maybe get a last-second field goal, call a timeout, and hit a field goal, or take a shot at the end zone. But it's going to be 10-7 if we don't make a play there. So I think it was a big play for us, and to have the comfort of having the lead and knowing we were going to get the ball to start the second half, I think that was a huge play. So it was really a nice play by Josh, and we got some pressure in there, and I think just being backed up. I'm not sure if I remember exactly where the ball was spotted, what the line of scrimmage was, but they were packed in there, pretty good, and they had a shield where they had 3 guys out in front and 3 big guys, and unfortunately we managed to find our way through there. Josh is a good player. Josh, he just finds a way to make plays at times, and that was one of those examples.
When you were when you're down 10-0, you brought in AJ. Was that just a matter of let's change the look for a minute, or was that your intent to stay with him?
Well, the quarterback was running the ball quite a bit, and AJ's a good athlete, and where he struggled, and he did a good job. And I say that today, he did a good job hanging on to the ball, and he's had trouble with the center quarterback exchange, the snap itself, dropping a lot of those snaps, and so those can be awfully costly. Obviously, the ball hits the ground, you kick it, and they fall on it, and you lose the possession. But he's a good runner, and he's a tough runner, and so they were making the quarterback carry the ball some, and said, hey, we'll put him in there and see if he can get some plays for us. He did. Got banged up a little bit, but I thought he did a nice job, and it was a decision really that Mitch Ware made, our quarterback's coach.
What was the nature of his injury?
I'm not going to say.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, the defense did play very well in the first half. They seemed to be keeping the pass plays in front of them. Cornerbacks were making quick tackles, and he didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Was that something you could build on until the offense really got going in the second half?
Just the fact that they were catching some balls in front of us that were down the middle of the field was a little bit frustrating for us. You'd like for those guys to be, have a little tougher time throwing the ball down the middle of the field. Times it looked like they were just uncontested, like they were throwing routes on air, and we just did a great job of sticking to them. So we did that a little better. Did it better toward the end of the half. Did it better in the start of the second half, and then gave up some big plays again in the second half. So just not giving up the scores. Certainly that's that's a positive for us, and not giving those up in the first half over the top. But we gave up that one play drive right after our 20-play drive, and we just got in poor position there. And I'm not sure if he slipped or tripped or what, but as soon as he opened up, the guy was by him pretty fast. So we got to eliminate those, that's for sure.
Coach, you ran for 382 yards. Did you feel like the offensive line got some rhythm in the second half and were able to make some holes?
I think just the offense in general in the second half got in a rhythm, and we really weren't running a lot of plays. We were running 3 or 4 different plays, and that was it. And we tried to simplify the game plan this week. And once again, it's a team we haven't played before. We had no idea how they were going to line up. We tried to speculate based on what they had done in the past, with their own defense, and trying to fit their defense to our offense. But it was a little different than we practiced all week. And so we kind of had to improvise. That's the thing I like about our offense. It's ruled up, so it really doesn't matter or shouldn't matter what defense they align in. At least we've got a rule that tells each guy what to do. And so our guys did a nice job of executing that and having to change on the run. We made some adjustments on the sideline and a few at halftime, but I thought the guys did a nice job.
Go ahead, Sal.
Coach, you've been a part of a lot of triple option offenses. 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Have you ever seen a drive that long running this type of offense?
We had one that was 28 plays that lasted over 14 minutes. So it's not quite the longest one.
Your decision at the end there to throw the pass to Kelvin, was that your decision to throw the pass to Kelvin? And why?
They were trying to win the game, and so they were playing it all the way out to the end, so we were going to play it all the way out to the end.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, but I took a knee.
Yeah, but come on now. No, was it, there must have been something going through your head, like, I want to do X, Y, Z to these guys, because otherwise you'd have taken the knee before the pass. Did there seem a little, I don't know, was a little spite involved here somewhere, or am I missing something?
I'm competitive.
Fair enough.
Any questions for Coach? Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, I was going to ask, now Navy is the next game. You've won 2 of the last 3. Do you feel like you've got some momentum, something to build on going to the Navy game?
I hope we're improving as a team. We're going to have to play a lot better. We're going to have to play a lot better than we did today if we're going to have a chance to beat Navy. There's still a lot of things that we don't do well enough as a football team in certain areas. And those are things that we focus on. We concentrate on trying to get better at those things week in and week out and every day at practice. And Navy's got an outstanding football team. And I have just tremendous respect for their staff, for that program and that institution. As you know, I was a coach there on the staff for 6 years, and was a part of that staff with Paul Johnson when we went there and started this streak that's going on right now. So I know what those guys are, how they're coached, and I know how well coached they are. They're an athletic team. They've got some very talented football players. Perhaps the best quarterback in college football. And you don't have to put up stats throwing and running and being a certain kind of offense to be the best player at your position. I don't know if there's anybody that does a better job for their team, their offense, than Keenan Reynolds does for Navy. So a tremendous challenge for us, and we're going to just do our best to get prepared and try to play our best football game. We'll need to.
Go ahead, Alex. Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, Coach, the impact of those 2 long sustained drives. Obviously, they can score quickly, but those were really big in the second half.
I think it's just an example of why we can't rely on trying to be a one-play drive team. And we go out there and chunk it 3 times and punt. And they score in one drive, or one play on the drive. We wouldn't run much time off the clock if we were that kind of a football team. So to be able to sustain the drive and keep it away from them limited their opportunities to be able to do that. And we went back out there and scored again on a fairly long drive. It was probably 5 or 6 minutes. And they came right back out, and I think 4 plays later they were in the end zone again. So I think it's clear that, that they're capable of doing that, and we didn't do a great job on that one play, and we got beat over the top, and then those plays where they took it down the field. I think it was one run play and 3 passes, and so the sustained drives are important. They're important for our football team. It helps our defense as much as it helps our offense.
Go ahead, Sal.
Can you just talk about sending out the senior class with the win here? Larry with the big game, LJ's with good plays, Harry with Larry scored touchdowns and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just it was great for our whole football team, for the 2014 football team, to get a win today at home. And a win at home is important. And there should be somewhat of an advantage dressing in your own locker room and being in front of your home crowd, and certainly being in front of the core for our guys. And I was really glad that some of those seniors, some of those older guys, made some plays. They made some plays that made a difference in the game, and were able to contribute. It's the senior day is, I think it's just a big day because it's the last time for those guys to be here and be a part of this environment as an Army football player. Not so much that it's the last game at home, or there's this out of whack emotions playing the game. I think it's just a culmination of the 4 years they've been here, and the opportunity to represent our team and our program and this institution one more time at this great stadium.
That's beautiful. Go ahead, Ron.
Coach, one more thing. You've gotten 4 wins, which is 1 more than last year. Do you consider this, as the new coach, obviously, a sort of a step in the right direction mentality?
I'm not measuring the step in the right direction by the number of wins. I think it's just how we play. That's more important. How much we've improved, and or the lack of improvement in some areas. It's an evaluation process every week, and some weeks we've played better than others, and today we played a better second half than we played in the first half. Certainly, the first half wasn't a lot to build off of. As you said, we got outplayed the first half. They did a nice job. They got a good football team, and we're not a great football team right now. We're a team that's working to get better every day and trying to improve from week to week. And I think it was positive that we played better in the second half, and I think we improved this today in the second half. And that's what I'm going to evaluate within our program at this point is just how much we're improving. And I don't know that that's any different than I've been with any of the teams that I've coached before. Even teams that, where I felt like we were pretty talented and had a really good football team. If we didn't play well and didn't play up to the standard that I thought we were capable of, I was disappointed even if we won. And if we're improving and we're playing up to our potential and playing as well as we're capable of, I think those are the steps in the right direction. So there were some good things that happened out there for us today. So there's some things that are going to add to that you can say, yes, we're moving in the right direction. There's other things where you feel like, boy, we still got a long way to go.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, everybody.